Hey guys, how's it going everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gents, welcome on back to a brand new Blitz News update, and today we're going to be discussing the newly rumored LEGO Star Wars video game. Yes, you heard me correctly. It seems like Matt Wood, a supervising sound editor at Skywalker Sound, kind of might have let it slip that brand new LEGO Star Wars game is on its way. So he was on a panel for the Star Wars Celebration event, where they had a bunch of different live streams, and during those events he basically said like, oh yeah, and we're working on a brand new LEGO game, and we have a brand new LEGO game coming. That's what he said. So to me, obviously a lot of you guys sent me that message going like, oh my gosh, Blitzwinger, it's happening, a LEGO Star Wars game, blah 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 blah. Now I'm not gonna say like I told you so, but I did say that, I mean, to be quite honest, you don't have to be a genius to just figure out the release schedule. We had LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, and then it was like, we're not going to get another LEGO Star Wars game for Rogue One or for Solo or for Episode 8, because that would just be a little bit too fast of a re-release. However, it does make sense that towards the latter half of this particular new saga, now they have a lot of new films that they could explore in a video game format, right? Because now they could tackle The Last Jedi, they could tackle Rogue One scenes, they could tackle Solo scenes, and of course, ultimately, they could also tackle some of the events that will happen in Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker. So it only made sense that this would be the next release, if only just for the fact that, if you think about it, we had a LEGO Marvel release, we had a LEGO DC release recently, and what's the third big franchise that they usually tackle? Correct. Ding, ding, ding. That would be Star Wars. So it did make sense to me that this would be the next title that we would get from the LEGO group. I am a little bit surprised, I will say, about the fact that it seems like we will be getting there's a pretty big break here between LEGO titles, because usually we get like a LEGO game in June-ish time, kind of like in the midway part of the year, and then one at the very end of the year. That's usually the trend. It seems like this time around, obviously we got LEGO Movie 2, the video game, a lot earlier in the year, and it seems like now we're going to have to wait probably in the latter half of the year to get this next game. Now, the reason why I'm guessing that this title is going to come out later on in the year is because obviously if they're going to be taking designs or ideas from from Star Wars Episode 9, they probably have to wait either for the movie to come out, or just like they did with The Force Awakens, they probably might release it maybe like a week or two before the movie comes out, but not any time way earlier than that. Like, I don't see this game being announced at let's say San Diego Comic-Con, or where else could they announce it? Because if they didn't announce it here at the Star Wars Celebration, maybe E3, I guess we could see it. So either E3 or San Diego Comic-Con, this game, let's say, gets announced, and then afterwards, once the game actually comes out, I just don't see it possibly coming out in September or August or anywhere like that. Like, I think that's just too fast of a turnaround between announcement and release. And again, if it's going to explore things from the new Star Wars movie, I just don't think that they will reveal a whole bunch of stuff before the movie actually comes out. Now, to be fair, they could do a lot of things like they did in LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, where a lot of the stuff was like inspired by movie scenes, but it wasn't like word for word, beat for beat, exactly the movie. So they could do something like that to kind of like work around possibly spoiling anything from the movie. But regardless, I'm going to go on ahead and guess that this will either release in tandem with the Star Wars Episode 9, or maybe a week or two before, somewhere in that time frame. I don't see this possibly coming out in August or September or October, for that matter. The other thing that's very interesting is because we will be getting another Star Wars game, the Fallen Jedi, or is it Fallen Jedi, or the Jedi Have Fallen? I think it's the Fallen Jedi. And that game is coming out in November. So it'll be interesting to see like if they do release 2 Star Wars games in 1 month. I doubt that will happen. So that is why I also, again, think that LEGO Star Wars will probably come out in December then. So then we get basically November, you get the Jedi Fallen, and then after that, the month after that, you get the LEGO Star Wars game. That's my prediction. I could be absolutely wrong about that, but let's talk about some more of the details about the actual game, because there's been some rumors of people saying that this is going to be a remaster of all the previous games, right? So it will be basically like, the complete saga and all that we've played through before. So they will remaster those games. I personally sort of doubt it. not because I don't think that that would be a great idea, but because I think it's better for them to save that as a separate release. Like, to remaster the original Star Wars game would be all kinds of nostalgia for most people who played those games and who love Star Wars. So they could totally release that as its own game. Like, basically, hey, here's a $30 or $25 remaster of the original 6 games, right? The original 6 episodes. And then this, in my opinion, is probably going to be a lot more focused, like I said, on the newer side of things of Star Wars. So I think that this will include things from The Last Jedi. I wouldn't be surprised if it includes some of Force Awakens again. So it could be like Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and then Episode 9, The Rise of the Skywalker. But then furthermore, of course, the episodic movies could also fill in here, and we might get like bonus levels or things like that with, let's say, Solo and the Rogue One stuff. So they could include some missions from those particular films as well in Lego form. So I think that that's a possibility. Now, as far as characters are concerned, I do think that this will probably include characters from all of the different Star Wars movies, not just the new stuff. I think that it will include, obviously, the original characters and different designs. Like, we might get, hey, here's Han Solo from episode 4, 5, 6, 7. Spoiler alert. After that, maybe they might do a design also based on Solo. So I think that we will get a variety of characters from all the different iterations and the different sagas and episodes of Star Wars, but I think that it will heavily lean on the more modern side. Now, would I like for them to include all 9 movies and all the extra movies? Yes, I think that would be an insane amount of value. I think if they did that, if they remastered the original game and then added a bunch of levels that are based on episode 8, episode 9, Solo, and Rogue One, I think that would be insanely like value driven. I think that would be one of the best value propositions that we have ever received in any video game, regardless if it's a Lego game or not. But I'm going to go on ahead and guess that if they do the whole remaster thing, I think that Solo and Rogue One will not be included in this at all. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if those then become like DLC and you'll be able to like buy extra bonus levels and things like that for those. So regardless, I definitely want to hear from you guys. What do you think? For me personally, I would love to see a remaster of the old Star Wars games. Maybe they could add voice and like, redo the cutscenes and maybe add like more of the things that we see in the modern Lego games. I think that'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. I agree with people who would like to see that. But for me personally, if it was an either or and not hey, they could do a remaster game and then also do the modern stuff here. For me personally, I would much rather they actually did a game that's focused on the modern stuff. That way we get to play through these new stories and things that we didn't get to experience before, instead of just a remaster of something where we've already experienced it previously. So for me personally, I would much rather if it was based on the more modern stuff, and then afterwards I would love to see a remaster of the original Star Wars complete saga as a video game as well. Regardless, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you excited about the idea that a brand new Lego Star Wars video game will be coming in 2019? And if so, when do you think it will be coming out, and what would you like to see included in it? Do you think that it is going to be actually based on all episodes 1 through 9? Do you think it's going to be based on episodes 7, 8, 9, and then Solo and Rogue One? What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Hit that like button, and of course, make sure that you're subscribed to stay up to date with all future news updates.